is Sunday evening, almost 7 o'clock p.m. Cows are up front enjoying the new grass that's growing. We had a chance of rain today. It didn't happen. I worked on the Ranger and got it. I'm in a running condition, but I got a little more work to do. Not real sure how much more I got to do, but who cares? I got a couple of flies I just tied up a little while ago, and I'd like to look at the piggies. But run them over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, wrong way there. He said, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Isn't that something? Piggies in the middle of the day. Wow. Well, I'm gonna fish in this little pond here. Wind's blowing real nice, so it ought to cover my scent. You know what I mean? It ought to cover my movement. Got a little chop on the water. I'm gonna start on the far side. I gave it a little too much gas there. Pulled out a 3-pounder this morning. I needed to move. I got a big bass, big female bass up in the, you know, I got to thinking about that. That might not be a female, but I think it is. I didn't think the females made the nest, made the bed. I thought the males did that, and then they protect it after the female comes in and gets to doing her business. But anyway, I assumed that big fish was a female. I teased it for over an hour. I'd catch a little bitty sunfish and it was mean. I'd catch a little bitty sunfish on this little old hopper pattern, and then I'd drop that sunfish into that big bass's bed. It's the only bass in that little pond up front. I got some pictures of it. But I worked on that fish for an hour. Actually, I teased it for an hour. Then I decided I went ahead and put on one of my big, this one. No, it wouldn't. What did I put on there? Yeah, I guess it was this. It was this big. Ouch. No, it wasn't that one because it didn't have two hooks in it. But anyway, I determined, since I know that's the only fish in that pond up there, and I determined that she needed a boyfriend or 2 or 3. So I came down here and I caught 2 small ones real quick, and I went and moved them into the pond. Then I came back because I had seen a big bass on a big bed right here, and I was pretty sure it was a male. So I threw this double stinger hook fly on it and invaded his bed with it, and boy, he hit it. It didn't take me no time to catch that fish. I got a picture of it too. And then I put that fish in the upper pond. It's a small pond. Hell, I bet it's not even a 1/4 acre, and it dries up pretty bad. But I got some more flies that I tied up, and I tied up a dark froggy fly, which I'm thinking this pond when I go dark. And then I tied up another really dark hair bug. That's got a lot of hair, but I used that clear cure stuff on the head of this. I made the head. I totally enclosed the eyeballs. It's a thread head, but it's totally encased in the clear cure stuff. I wonder if this thing's gonna work. I wonder if my camera's gonna work, because it doesn't seem like it don't want to focus very well. There's a dark froggy. That wind has shifted around completely out of the south, so I want to fish into it to start with, and then end up over there at the feeder where I'll probably catch a fish. I've gone dark. Much darker than what I've been using, but I did that intentionally. That was white foam, but I just markered it up, coated it with the hard as nail stuff, and hopefully that'll make it more durable. Let's see how the balance is. Right right next to perfect. Get it saturated a little bit. Oh yeah. Perfect. Where the weeds gotten really bad. But it's gonna die. It's gonna die. Put some Floridone in here, which will take that stuff out. It kills it slowly, but it'll kill it. And it's good for 2 years, depending on the flow through. And I got a bad feeling that we're not going to get any flow through this year. We're still 2.5 feet below pool in this lake, and it just hasn't been running very much. Hasn't been raining much. There's bass up here. I might catch something today. We'll see if they like this big popper. It's got a big hook, big size 4. Not size 4, size 1, I think. Eagle claw, heavy wire hook, bait holder. Let's see what it does. I've had a busy weekend. Yesterday was fun. Lake Somerville State Park, Birch Creek unit, was celebrating 100 years for the park system in Texas. And I did some guided kayak tours up Birch Creek. They had 16 folks to guide up there. They had 3 two-man kayaks and 3 one-person kayaks. That last group was the funnest, I think. Well, I don't know. The first group was a family mostly. Actually, it was a whole family. Dad, mom, and grandma and grandpa, and 3 kids. Oh, I just pulled it away from something, I think. The second group, that was enjoyable as well. It's kind of funny because I've been going to Somerville my entire life. I've been up in Birch Creek many times, Mills Creek, both parks. Was involved with the park for quite a while as a friends group member, and I've had several events that I initiated out there. It was good fun through the years, and this is no different. Had better support this time though. My friend Herschel came out and helped me guide the 2 groups. That worked out great because the second group came in 2 waves. I had 4 and he had, no, I had 2 and he had 6. We got really lucky. They had a little bit of experience in the kayak. So once they got their sea legs under them, we were off to the races. And it was funny that in the morning trip, I said, now y'all watch for the bald eagles. They're out here, right on cue. There was one flying up high in the sky, right above us. Came in from the south. Yeah, came in from the south and flew right above us. It was a younger eagle because it didn't have its white head yet, and white tails, but you could tell it was fixing to. The tail feathers and the wing feathers, he's molting is what he's doing. He was fixing to put on that red head or that white head. I'm probably not going to do any good with this thing. This is more. I came down here because of the time. I could have come earlier and done some more fishing with different stuff, but I wanted to test this popper. And the poppers work good in the twilight. Let's get a little further out. Boom shakalaka. Might catch one of them big sunfish. This one has a big hook on it. Big hook for a sunfish, but some of them out here are just monster size. I've caught a lot of nice bass this weekend. Started Thursday. Thursday evening I caught a big bass. I caught another one on Friday. I caught two on Friday. I didn't fish much yesterday. I did manage to catch a couple. I caught a crappie, a drum, and a bunch of sunfish there at Birch Park in the rocks. That's kind of funny because I was thinking something else, but I saw an older fella with his white bucket and his fly rod, but he wasn't using it as a fly rod. He was catching bait for his trot line. He sat there amongst all them people, and there's probably 20, maybe 30 people out on that pier, and proceeded to catch the sunfish right out of the rocks at his feet. That was cool. So I put on a fly for sunfish and started doing the same thing, except I was just doing a jig, really. I was just, right off the end of the pole, just straight down. I ran up about, 10 feet, 12 feet of 6-pound test fluorocarbon line, and just used my fly rod as a regular rod, my jigging rod, which I've done that many times. Makes a great jigging rod. For crappie fishing, these long old fly poles, they'll reach way out there. But then I caught a big Gasper Goo. It's doing the same thing, just jigging right at my feet. And then I caught a real nice crappie. Then I decided to shift gears and put a crappie jig on and see if I couldn't find some more crappie, but there's just too many people there. I couldn't work the rocks the way I needed to. I've had that happen many, many, many times. Everybody else is fishing way out there, away from the structure, and that's just not what you do. They're near the structure always. This time of year they're spawning. They're getting ready to. Even though so far we haven't had any reports that I've heard of the crappie spawning. The bass are definitely spawning. That's what I've been catching them. There's a bed right in front of me, right here. All those holes, that's typically a bass on a bed, and they have made some tremendously large beds. Right in front of the feeder, there's two of them. And the big male bass is sitting in front of it. He's sitting right on top of it. If I wanted to catch him, I'd just get that sunfish fly with the stinger hook and invade the bed with it. Boy, they hate those sunfish coming into their bed, and they won't even eat the damn thing. I had that fish that I was working on up front. I'd catch a little sunfish on a little bitty popper spider, and then I'd drop that sunfish into that big bass's bed. She would attack it, take it 6 feet away, and spit it out. She did it once, where she spit it out. She jumped up in the air and spit it out. She was really mad at that one, but I'd worked that little sunfish until he just didn't have nothing left. He's all beat up because she'd been mouthing him so many times. And so I'd throw it out there. I caught the first 3 sunfish right off the bat. One of them was a big one. I put that big one on for a little while, but that was too much for that fish. That was fun. That was a learning curve on that one. Now, I've always known about aggravating a bedded bass because they're not eating. When they're bedded, they don't eat. They don't eat much, but they will attack something to keep it out of the bed. Shifting around just a little bit. Going pretty good. We had a chance of thunderstorms with possible hail, but it never materialized. Looked like it was going to rain all day. It's been nice, pleasant, very pleasant weather. Yesterday was gorgeous. Friday was rough because it's had a cold front hit, and so had some nasty weather there for a little bit, but it didn't result in much. We got enough to puddle up. Just a tiny bit of rain. They didn't get anything south of here. They didn't get anything at the lake. But this coming week, I got Real Recovery event at Navasota, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and there's a chance of rain, thunderstorms every day. Well, I might be doing a lot of tying and not much flying. We'll see. Oh, I got a little bass. Here it comes. Wasn't sure he's on there. He didn't hit it very hard. See, that fish is getting a little, well, that's a young fish. That is a youngin'. But he liked my froggy fish. Number 2. Instead of putting the record button, I turned the on-off button. That didn't help at all. And I didn't get on the fish hard enough, quick enough to keep him up out of the weeds or to get the hook set. I don't think it was big, but it's prime time. It is prime time. Sun's gone down, or at least behind the trees over there. Get a nice long cast. I got crap hanging on crap. Boom, shakalaka. When I do catch one, I gotta horse it in. Might even have to move up the bank to get it in. These bass are really getting active. The fish are. I suspect I might catch a big sunfish. We'll see. That frog fly is sitting right on top of a bed that's got 3 big bass circulating around it. 3 great big ones. They won't have anything to do with this fly. Actually, now there's 4. There's 4 big bass swimming in that hole there. Boy, that glare is incredible. Let me put my polarizer back on. Oh my God, there's a big fish that just moved in that, right in the center of that. God, come on, camera. I can see better than the damn camera. I'm not even got my polarized glasses on. I can't find the sweet spot. Man, what is wrong with this camera? Dang it. You can't see those fish, but man, there's 5, 6, or 7 of them right there in that hole. Oh, and that damn turtle's coming after my fly. I saw one of those bass flex his muscles. They open their mouth sometimes real wide, and then they, oh man, they're just swimming there. Let's bring them up to the top. This will be fun. There we go. Watch this. Oh, 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 oh. Zoom in on them. Maybe we can get a look at one of them. They will annihilate that food. Now you can see them. That is crazy. That's why you gotta match the hatch. If I really wanted to catch them, I just put a pellet fly on. I mean, some of these fish are really nice, really big fish. Focus in on that one little. Boom. Too bad the camera wasn't focused. Oh, 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 here they come up close. Watch him. See him? Look at that boss. That's a big sunfish. There's a big bass coming up to the surface. Isn't that cool? That's why you feed it. They grow big, big, big. Turtles too. Turtles will get big on this stuff, grow fast. Look at him. He's just picking off the ones that went into the Ooh. Oh, there's gonna be some action right over here. Focus. Oh, that's a sunfish. Oh, there's another one. Alright, there we go. Come on. Come on, that turtle's gonna get them all. There he is. One left. One left. Who's going to get it? Oop. You waited too long, turtle. Yep. Oh, turtle's going to get it. Oh, he nabbed it. Gave him a good snack there. Now I'll just work my way around the pond, see what I can catch on the other side. Get away from the feeder and you get to bass that are more likely to actually hit this thing. There's a nice little bass. Getting to that time, I mean, once you get that sunlight off that water, these bass will be much more receptive to a popper on top. That's also why I did this one dark. It is a black popper for the most part. Get some rain out of this yet. It's a big thunderstorm headed this way, more or less. Coming in from the west. Northwest. I hear the froggies. It's a wonderful night. It's breezy. It's probably about 75 degrees right now, and it feels very good. Well, let's go watch America's Funniest Videos with the wife. She likes me to sit with her and watch TV. I prefer not to watch TV that much, at least not during daylight. I got fish to catch. That frog did pretty good. I'm happy with that. This pond these fish are well educated. I can scale that thing up or down, whatever I need to do, but this is a good size version of it. Is made for bass, and generally bigger bass. They got a big mouth. My hookup ratio was pretty good tonight. Pretty dang good. No big fish, but that's no big deal. I kind of big fished out this weekend. I did really well. Alright, got the back of my truck cleaned up a little bit. Now we're gonna not do anything tomorrow. And then Tuesday I'll get up and get myself ready and get on down to Navasota. That sure is a nice little pond.